Good morning, children. How are you doing? Did you have a great weekend? The sun was shining, wasn't it? Oh, it was lovely this weekend. I hope you managed to get out and have loads of great fun in the sun. Now then, this morning we're going to carry on with past and present tense, but the focus today is all about the past tense, and you're going to apply all your knowledge from last week into doing some sentence work today. And hopefully, by the end of this session, you'll have a beautiful paragraph that is structured lovely, all in the past tense. That is the plan. Okay, so before we start writing, shall we do a bit of a warm up? So what I want you to do is squeeze your hands in really tight like this. Okay, and then stretch them out as far as you can. Go on, stretch those fingers. Oh, and squeeze really tight again and stretch. Lovely. Okay, now can you touch each finger like me, going backwards and forwards? And when you get really good, can you do it nice and quick? Okay, what about this one then? Can you make a circle and then without touching your hand, can you touch each of your fingers to your thumb and then do it on the other one? Okay, lovely. Excellent. Okay, give your hands a shake. And I think we're ready to get going. Okay, so past tense. I've got a question for you. I'm going to share my screen and then I want you to see if you can work this question out. Okay, here we go. Right. So we're learning to write in the past tense. Okay, you know what the past tense is now because we learned that last week. We're now going to apply that knowledge and build some sentences up today in a fun way. Okay, so here's your question. When we write in the past tense, what type of word do we need to focus on? Is it A, the noun, B, the conjunction, C, the verb, or D, the adjective? Either write down what you think the answer is or tell someone. Okay, let's see if you got the answer right. The correct answer was the verb. Well done. I hope you got that right. Whenever we're talking about tenses and when we do our writing, it's always the verb that we need to change, and that tells us or informs us whether our writing's in the past tense or the present tense. Okay, so let's just quickly recap these verbs then. So what is this woman doing? What's she doing? Tell someone. Correct. She is running, isn't she? But if we were to say that this has already happened and she'd already done her running, what verb would running or to run be need to change to? What would it need to change to? Can you remember? Tell someone. Okay, let's see if you got it right. So we would say that this girl ran. And it's really hard to write with a mouse. There you go. We would say that this girl ran. Okay, so we've got to make sure that all our verbs today, all our doing words, our action words are all in the past tense. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're going to do today. Now, I've given you a really, really fun picture with loads of awesome, brilliant things going on. So there's plenty for you to construct your sentences from. There are loads of things going on here. Look at this. This man's driving, his golf clubs are going flying. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, the dog's pulling this man with a poorly broken leg. Oh, this cyclist, he looks like he's fell off his bike and he's gone all giddy. Oh, there's so much for you to look at. And there's even more. I've just done a little snapshot of this picture that you've got today. So there's going to be loads of cool things we can do. Now, I want you to focus on this area here. So what can we see is happening here? Tell someone what you can see is happening. Excellent. So this man here, he's staring at this man, and this man's eating. Oh my word, look at that big juicy burger. That is just, look how big that is. It's the massivest burger I've ever seen. Right, now we're going to make a past tense sentence based on this little picture here, this little area. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and what I'd like you to do, is get your year 2 adjective and suffix list. Okay, and I've just picked a few ones out, okay, that might help me construct my sentence, because when I'm doing my sentences, I've got to try and get these involved, because that's going to make my writing far more interesting, okay, because these adjectives really describe what you want your reader to imagine, okay. And then here we've always got to keep our eye and see if we can get some conjunctions in, because these conjunctions are going to extend our writing even further, and they're going to just make it that much better. Okay, right, so let's have a look. Let me show you a waggle. This is one that I constructed earlier. So Thomas watched in amazement when Harley gobbled up the biggest burger he had ever seen. So I've given names to these characters in here. So this one's Thomas and this one's Harley. And Thomas can't believe what he's seeing here, because Harley is stuffing his face with the biggest burger the world's ever seen. So I've just used my imagination. I've used the picture as my stimulus, and I've tried to get in some of these key things. So Thomas watched. Now, when someone's looking at something, they're watching them. That's the verb. That's what we've changed. Remember, the past tense verbs, most of them end in -ed. Okay, so Thomas watched in amazement when Harley gobbled. Again, he's not gobbling because we want it in the past tense, so we've got to imagine he's already done it. Gobbled, again, a verb ending in an -ed, which tells us that it's past, up the biggest burger he had ever seen. So, although it's a fairly simple sentence, I've used some really creative words. I've managed to get amazement in. I've managed to get an est in. I've managed to get a conjunction when in. And I've even managed to make sure that my 2 verbs are past tense. They end in -ed. Of course, we start our sentences with a capital letter, and we would anyway, because Thomas is a proper noun. It's the name of someone, and so is Harley. And because it's quite, I've give quite a lot of emotion in that sentence. Instead of just doing a full stop, I have finished it with an exclamation mark. Okay, so there's one good example for you. Let's look at another example. Let's go back to the picture and let's focus on this area. Okay, what can you see is happening here? Okay, let's just focus here. Yeah, oh no, we've got a screaming baby, oh dear. And we've got a person playing the guitar, and it looks like he's singing a song. So maybe we could put these 2 together and create a sentence. And maybe this guy is singing a nice song to try and stop this baby from screaming. Maybe. With an adult now, can you think of a really cool sentence about this part of the picture? And see if you, when you tell them your sentence, see if you can remember to say it in the past tense, as in it's already happened. Okay, hopefully you've done that now and you've come up with a super cool sentence. Right, let me show you what mine is, my waggle, what a good one looks like. So here's mine. So Dylan sang a delightful song for the baby because she was screaming loudly. Okay, so I've got my capital letter. Obviously, it's a proper noun. It's the name of someone. I've got my full stop. So my sentence structure is good. It's punctuated correctly. That's a good start. Let's see if it makes sense. Dylan sang a delightful song for the baby because she was screaming loudly. Yeah, it makes sense. So my punctuation and my structure is good. Now, let's see if I've managed to get a really, really super hot sentence by using these and these. Right, so delightful. I've managed to get delightful in. That's there. I've managed to get a conjunction in because, and I've managed to get another little adverb in to give more information, more detail. Now, I must check because my learning objective is that my verbs need to be in the past tense. Let's have a look. So, Dylan sang. Well, if he's already sang it, that means he's already done it, doesn't it? So that is correct. It's in the past tense. So that's all good. A delightful song for the baby because she was screaming loudly. And there you go. 2 really cool examples of pulling on our year 2 suffix word bank, getting some conjunctions in our writing, and also making sure that we are writing in the past tense. Okay, so have a look at your picture. There are loads and loads of really cool things going on. So see if you can come up with some awesome sentences. I'm going to come back to you. Hopefully, there we go. Now, have a really good session on this. I would a paragraph, so I am going to expect it didn't take us long to come up with those couple of sentences. And you were talking to your parents or Mrs. Dudley if you're in school, and you probably didn't take long to come up with some really cool sentences either. So I'm going to say, try your hardest to see if you can get on that picture 6 really cool sentences. Okay, the minimum I would say is 4 to do 4 sentences. If you can do 6, I'm thinking you can colour one of your learning ticket smiley faces. Okay, bring them to school when you come. So, name of the game, past tense writing. So concentrate on those verbs and make sure they're in the past tense. And see how you get on. Hopefully the picture has got loads and loads of cool, crazy things going on. So coming up with your sentences hopefully shouldn't be too much trouble. All right, guys, have a great day and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.